Oh, wait, I have the beer over there.
Wait, I forgot my beer.
Wait, I forgot my beer. Hold my beer.
Hello and welcome to the newest episode of The Thread. My name is Ben, a.k.a. the Disney Film Nerd, a.k.a. Grizzly Says. What? I'm here with the comics historian, I would say, of this group, Colonel Frijoles. How are you doing, sir?
Yo, this is the Colonel Frijoles, the eye in the sky! Grizzly, let's talk comics.
Alright. Best way to say it. Just go for it. I like that.
That's it, man. Let's do this. Let's just geek out and talk some goodness.
Okay. So me and you were talking beforehand, and I think we can start off with this, which is, what are you into lately, sir? What's going on?
I mean, that's such a broad question.
It really is.
Are we talking comics? Are we talking movies?
Let's talk comics and let's talk movies, because I got two things that I'm into lately.
Okay, so let's see. Last thing I read was, okay, I don't know what's going on, but if anybody's not up on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we now know we have a fifth turtle. A fifth turtle. Come on, this is like...
And everyone stood silent and was like, okay.
This is like history, bro.
It is history, but I don't know why, no one's like... I feel like no one gives a shit. That's the best way to put it, unfortunately. And you're waving the flag. You're waving that turtle flag, and you're like, yo, her name is... What's her name again?
Jennika.
Her name is Jennika. Why is no one following Jennika? And everyone's like, Jennika who?
No, you know what it is? Okay.
Like Vanilla Ice and Ninja Turtles 2?
Ninja Turtles wasn't really selling. Ninja Turtles was actually falling off. And I'll admit...
And I believe that.
I was one of those guys, too, that, Ninja Turtles, okay, it's all cool and dandy.
I love TMNT.
But then all of a sudden, boom, new turtle? What? I ran to my local comic book store, and I was like, wait a minute, where is your 95? The dude behind the counter was like, there's one copy left on that shelf right there. Even he didn't know what was going on.
He was like, why would you want that shit? I was thinking of wiping my ass with it later. The way that he said it.
He was like, Frijoles, right up there. I'm looking at the copy and I'm going, I said, here's, take my money. I ran into my car. Wifey's looking at me like, why you got that grin on your face? I said, babe, you don't know what I got in my hands right now. You don't know. Let me put the key into the ignition and we out.
Let's go home before someone tries to rob me.
She's like, but she's in the car and she's like, but you still haven't told me. I said, babe, this is history. This issue 95 right here is Jennika. She's like, what the fuck is Jennika?
Yo, my wife did the exact same thing with the Snow White issue 1 thing. Because I ran into Newberry to get it. And she's like, why are you running so fast? I never see you run. Why are you running? And I was like, yo, you don't understand. This book is flying off the shelves. She's like, it's fucking Snow White.
I said the same thing.
I was like, I know, that's why I didn't bring it up to you. I felt less of a man to be like, yo, look at this Snow White.
I actually went to Newberry and I was like, I'm going to pick up a copy. And I was like, all right, let me see what Grizzly's talking about. I looked through the artwork and I was like, you know what? This is decent. But why is Dark Horse printing this?
Well, it's funny that you bring that up. Disney has different labels, if I remember correctly. During the day, they had different licenses to different things. It wasn't just Marvel, because I know Marvel had a couple of Disney licenses, but I knew that the main person that had the Disney license for images and stuff like that for comics was Dark Horse. I have a lot of I have a Beauty and the Beast comic that's Dark Horse on it.
Wow, since when? Now listen.
I don't know. I actually, I'll do us a favor. I'm actually track down the history of that because I'm curious.
Now I'm curious. Is this a trilogy? Because I picked up the third book.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Oh no, there might be 4 books.
Because I picked up the third book and it looked like it ended.
And I think it did. Because next is Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid
is next.
Published by Dark Horse.
Published by Dark Horse.
Now listen. Now
same writer.
Netflix picked up Dark Horse.
Yeah, I heard.
So is there going to be a conflict of interest here?
Who knows? It's kind of hard to say. Well, I guess it would have to do with whoever owns the license for television, which will be Disney, I guess, at the end of it.
Because it confused the hell out of me. I'm like, so we're going to watch...
But here's what's funny, though. If you follow the Disney comics, which I know you don't because that's not your interest, but that's not the only company that publishes Disney. You know who else publishes? IDW.
Really?
IDW publishes Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse, which are single, that's the title, Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse. Yeah. And then they publish DuckTales. Anything DuckTales, IDW.
Interesting.
And then, do you remember Gold Key Comics back in the day?
I didn't look up Gold Key Comics up until recently when the Russo brothers announced that they were going into...
Is that who published that book? What's it called?
Yeah, Gold Key Comics published the original Battle of the Planets,
Okay.
G-Force, from the early 70s. I didn't know this. I mean, I got some of the newer stuff that they produced by Alex Ross.
Yeah.
And I'm looking through this stuff and I'm like, yo, you know what? Me being as old as I am, why don't I have an issue number 1? Why do I have an Alex Ross number 1? I didn't even know an issue number 1 existed.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like I got all these old bootleg, you know, like VHS tapes in my basement that has Battle of the Planets. I mean, this is stuff that I got from, you know, conventions back then when VHS was big.
Yeah.
Now I have DVDs. But I went out and I looked up online and I had to have it.
Yeah.
As soon as the Russo brothers are producing Battle of the Planets, I went out and I dropped my wallet.
Did you get that from the store? Or did you had to eBay it? Those books.
I bought it off eBay.
Okay. You got them at the right time though, because I remember you told me after, and I went looking just as curiosity, and they skyrocketed. You got them what for like $30 in total? The whole run? Oh, cheaper than that, right?
No. We're talking about issue number 1.
Yeah.
I bought it CGC.
Oh, you did? Oh, I didn't know. I thought you bought a single.
No, like I said, I dropped my wallet on that.
Oh, you literally dropped your wallet on that.
I bought a 9.4, which is like, you know what? I'm gonna do this.
I'm gonna do this. This is a commitment.
I'm a fan.
It's commitment like that Marvel 1000 book that you bought. That's a commitment when you saw. I was like, damn, that's a commitment.
Yeah, man. We're talking about.
It's pretty.
We're talking about this week only.
Yeah.
Was one of the biggest weeks in comic books.
Yeah.
I know. We're yapping about. You know, we're yapping around and talking all this madness, but this week was huge.
Yeah. And next week's gonna be bigger too.
Listen, I called my guy.
Yeah.
10 minutes before he closed. I'm sitting in the living room, looking through my phone, looking at internet stuff. You know, reading rumors, reading speculations and stuff like that. All of a sudden I see a cover to this book. Mickey Mouse is holding a birthday cake.
Yeah.
And he's giving it to Spider-Man. I'm like, what the fuck book is this?
I would erase the other characters in the back, but yeah, that would have been the great.
I mean, I was like, the cover was gorgeous. And I was like, wait a minute, what is this? So I'm looking further, reading down, and it's a Marvel 1000. I was like, what the fuck? Wait, Marvel 1000 didn't say they were going to produce this.
Yeah, they didn't. You're right.
Yeah.
It was kind of strange that even when you showed me it, I was like, no, you sent me a text. You said, did you see about that book? I was like, from D23? I was like, no. What are you talking about?
As I read further.
Dude, all last weekend, that's all that me and my wife watched. D23 videos. Videos of people watching the parade, people talking about the Marvel stuff, the stuff that's coming to Epcot, all the Disney shit. Not one person mentioned that book.
No, but listen.
Yeah.
As I kept reading the commentary in the bottom, I don't even know where I read this one because I couldn't find the article again.
Yeah.
All right. So it was one per store variant.
Okay.
Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
One per store variant as a thank you.
Seriously?
It's not like the retailers paid for this book.
No, they gave it to them.
They gave it to them. It was a gift. So listen.
What did your guy say?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Okay.
So I call up the guy. My wife is like, once again, because you know me and my wife, we tend to do a lot of things together.
Yeah.
You know. Besides other things. Okay. But anyway, so we're sitting on the sofa, and she's like, what are you so excited about? I said, babe, I think I see history right here on the palm of my hand. I said, I gotta call Chuck. If anybody needs to know, Chuck runs my local comic book shop, and he is my go-to man whenever I need anything.
Shout out to Chuck. I haven't met him yet, but shout out to Chuck.
Shout out to Chuck. Sometimes...
Help me find that Green Lantern #4, man. I need help.
Sometimes the man can be a little bit overbearing, but you know what? I gotta give the man props. You know, he handed me this book over the phone because he closes shop at 10 o'clock.
Wow, he closes late.
Because he's more of a D&D store.
Okay.
Yeah, he's more D&D than he is comics.
Wow, I wish you told me. Damn. What time is it? I would say let's take a trip.
Right now he's playing Magic. They do Magic tournaments up until like almost 11 o'clock.
Remember that thing I told you where we were going to go somewhere, maybe whatever? We should do that there. Because I think he'll be cool with us walking around with this.
I'd have to ask him. He gets a little funny because it gets loud in there.
Okay.
You know, a lot of guys are, because they're doing D&D and they play Magic.
Even if we do something what I mentioned, but more discreetly, not in the sense of like holding whatever, just walking around, we look and then we come back and we record what we're talking about. We could do something like that. But it'd be nice if we did a walkthrough together because I've never been to a shop with you before.
Well, let me tell you something.
Though you did go with James, but I'm not gonna hold it against you.
Listen. The whole thing with James was a fluke anyway. It was a fluke.
It was a date.
But listen. So The guy, like I said, the guy closes at 10.
Yeah, you. Okay.
I call him up. First of all, I debated about it because I said, "What if this guy's even gonna pick up the phone at like 10 minutes to 10?" Mm-hmm. The phone rang.
He's like, "Who the fuck is this?"
No, listen, the phone rang and rang and rang, and I said, "Fuck, Bev, this guy closed already." Just when I was about ready to hang up, he goes, "Hello, this is Chuck, Cosmic Comics. How can I help you?" I was like, "Chuck, it's Julio. Listen, quick.
He's like, "Oh fuck."
Did you get a D23 Mickey Mouse variant, one per store?" He's like, "Yep, I got it right here, right in front of the counter, ready for sale tomorrow." I was like, "Chuck, how much do you want for that book?"
You don't have to say how much.
All right, I won't say how much.
You won't say how much because it's a steal compared to what we're seeing it online.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say how much. The man truly blessed me. He says, "I'm gonna put it in your bag." Once he told me, I was like, "Listen," I thought about it because I said, "Damn, do I really want to pay that much for a comic?"
It's commitment, bro.
And then I said, I looked at my wife.
Hold my beer.
I looked at my wife. She looked at me, and I was like, "Babe, this is history. You've never seen Mickey Mouse and Spider-Man together in the same comic."
Bro, right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I said, "You know what, Chuck? Throw it in my bag. I'm going to pick it up tomorrow." Chuck, literally on the phone says, "Julio, it's in your bag."
Okay.
And that was it. I said, "I'll see you tomorrow."
The next day.
You don't even know what this guy did to me, son.
What you do?
You guys really want to hear this story?
Yeah, I do. Dude,
right.
We're talking about D23, which is the main topic tonight. Talk to me.
All right.
Talk to me.
All right.
Marvel issue 1000. We're not going to get into it, but go ahead.
All right. So, I play hooky at work. He opens up at noon. I leave here at 11:30. I go straight to the shop. I know he doesn't open until 12 o'clock, so I just chill. I got about 10 minutes. There's nobody in front of that door.
Okay.
So I'm waiting, bidding my time. One guy shows up. The door's not open. Another guy follows behind them. By the time 12 o'clock hit, there were 4 people in the front and maybe 2 more behind me.
Damn.
And I'm not even sweating the situation because I'm like, "Chuck, put that book in my bag." And I'm sure these people are there for the book. Long story short, doors opens up, people swarm in. I'm like, "Chuck, I'm here for my book." Chuck looks at me and said, "Colonel?"
Fuck you.
No, almost. Almost. He looks at me and he says, "I can't let you have this book." I'm like, "What?"
Dude, my heart just sank.
"But you told me it's in my bag." He says, "I have a condition.
Okay.
You have to pick up your whole pull list and whatever books you pull to the side." And I'm like, "What? Are you fucking serious?" Yo, because he had the whole run of Jessica Jones for me on the side.
Yeah.
Talking about issues 1 through 28.
Yeah.
And he's charging me $100 for this whole set.
Alias? That's
Alias,
that's
Jessica Jones.
Brian Michael Bendis.
Brian Michael Bendis can do no wrong.
Oh, God, here we go.
That's why he had that set on the side for me.
Okay.
And I was like, damn, I didn't come here to drop $200 and $300. I came here to pick up that book. And I was going to throw everything on my pull list on the file and just pick it up next week. Because I really wanted that book.
Your heart was thumping at that point.
Yo, so I'm dumbfounded, for a second. I'm like, I feel like I was playing an episode of Jeopardy. I'm like, what the fuck? So now I'm doing the math in my head. I'm like, fuck, $100 plus whatever's on my pull list. It was a big fucking week.
Yeah.
And he had everything in there for me.
What came out this week, if you remember quickly?
Oh, man.
Besides Marvel issue 1000, besides TMNT, right?
Man,
I'm trying to remember.
There was a DC has a whole run of things. I mean, I collect a lot. So we're talking about Independence. We're talking about Image.
So a bit of everything to make
Let's
it.
just put it like this. I probably have like 40 books on my pull list.
Wow.
And these books are $3.99.
Yeah.
So
I wish we were going back to the $2.99.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, off the top of my
If
head,
not $1.99. Dude, when I know I'm not even like that old, like compared to you, but like I remember books of $1.99.
I remember buying books at 75 cents. We go back that
That's
far.
awesome, dude. I remember, and I don't have this book, or I might have this book. This book I ruined during Sandy. Frank Miller, Wolverine #1. I bought it for 50 cents.
Excellent pick.
Right?
But check it out, Marvel 1000. How much was it?
$7.99, bro.
No, did you really not look at that cover?
Is it?
$9.99.
It wasn't really.
$9.99.
Midtown was charging. Well, they did like whatever their sale. It was like $7.99. Really?
$9.99.
Are they fucking crazy? Not even.
But let me tell you something.
Yo, wait.
Nobody batted an eye.
Of course not, because like these fucking Marvel zombies. Don't get me started. Anyways, but let's hype this guy up.
I didn't know I paid $10 until I got home.
But like Detective Comics. Oh yeah, because you bought 2 of them, right?
Well, yeah. Well, I bought the Disney variant.
And then you bought the regular issue.
I bought the regular issue, but no, I went. Now that we all know.
Oh, okay.
That Marvel. Now we all know that Disney is producing She-Hulk, right?
Oh, you bought that She-Hulk cover.
That She-Hulk cover is fucking sexy.
Oh wow! So you bought that one. I've seen all the covers by now.
I wanted to get 2 of them.
Oh.
I wanted to get 2 of them. One so I can keep staring at, and one to just just keep on the side.
Yeah.
In case the other one gets burnt out.
Before your eyes kind of burnt through the book.
It really was a sexy cover.
No, and just to go back to $9.99, I want to reiterate something. So, let's be honest. There is no Marvel Comics 1000. This is an anniversary for 80 years of Marvel. That's what they said.
What I heard in commentary was that Marvel said,
fuck it.
No, they said fuck it because you know what? DC did it, why can't we?
Because we actually have 1,000 issues.
Well, but check it out. They're trying to say that they're not far. Right? Marvel does have an issue up there in the 800s.
Yeah, but they're not even nowhere close to. But they haven't stopped making Marvel Comics, that line, in like what? 40 years?
Listen.
40 years
Marvel
maybe?
Marvel is trying to stay ahead of the game.
Ain't gonna work, bro.
Now that DC has Bendis in their sidelines, you understand?
They have. I want to be honest. They got 4 contenders at DC that could wipe the floor with any of those writers over there.
DC. Well, let me tell you something.
They got Brian Michael Bendis.
Yes.
They got Scott Snyder.
Yes.
They got. I want to be. If I'm being honest, we can put Josh Wilmington.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you read him, but he's really, really big. He's second to Jeff Lemire. If Jeff Lemire was writing religiously at DC, he'll be there. And then number 4, people, for some reason, I'm hit or miss, Tom King. And those 4 people sell books. Every fucking week, those books go out.
Tom King is selling books. Bendis is selling books. Bendis is creating history.
Yeah.
Most people don't know it all, but
Bendis is creating history,
listen, fucking Bendis, right? Went from Marvel and created characters there. Okay. Now he's at DC creating other characters.
You're right about that Naomi stuff, though. I was reading more into it. You're right about it.
Oh, listen.
I'll wait. I'm not like you. I'm not gonna go out and go hunt for the book. But I believe you, and I'm definitely reading the book when I get a full trade.
Naomi was a 6-issue miniseries that came out of
nowhere.
Nowhere.
But you're right.
Under the Wonder.
You're absolutely right.
Wonder Comics imprint that belongs to Bendis.
Yeah. That's his imprint? Or is it...
That's his imprint on the DC.
Yeah. Doesn't he have something else? He has 2 imprints.
He's got Jinx World.
There we go. That's what I'm thinking
Jinx World is all his, Powers and Scarlet and Pearl.
That started originally in Image, didn't it?
You know what? It started even before that, because I got some of his black and white books.
Really? Anyways. But yeah, those 4 people sell fucking books. Scott Snyder literally writes 1-2 books a month.
You know what's funny? That the only thing Marvel has going for them right now is Donny Cates.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, if you notice how many...
Does what's his name still write books? The guy who used to write Spider-Man a lot that I used to like? I can't remember his name. Dan... He used to write Spider-Man all the time. I can't remember his name. I'm blanking. Oh, no.
No clue. Right now, Donny Cates is on fire.
Yeah.
The man's on fire.
I'm going to look up his name.
So, right now, Donny Cates was trying to do what Bendis did back then. When Bendis was writing 30 titles for Marvel. So Donny Cates was writing Guardians of the Galaxy.
Nice.
He's writing Silver Surfer.
I've read a little bit of his Silver Surfer.
He's writing the Absolute Carnage series.
Yeah.
That he's on fire right now. Like, Carnage.
Dan Slott. Dan Slott.
I believe Dan Slott is still writing.
Is he? I didn't know, because he was doing... Him and Bendis at Marvel were the only 2 putting out 30 books. Because Dan Slott was writing all of Spider-Man, all of X-Men at one point.
People loved to shit on Bendis. But let me tell you something. This was the man. What I don't understand is this is the man that was writing 30 titles, and people were paying good money to read his stuff and then shit on him. Listen,
I don't know
If
why.
you
It's the
write-
same thing with like
If you write 30, if you
with
write,
Tom King.
well, listen, but if you write 30 titles, right?
Yeah.
2 or 3 of them are gonna end up being
Mediocre.
mediocre at best because you know what? You're putting all your A effort into one book, your B effort into another, your C effort into another, but you're trying to still keep the continuity.
You're right. You're right.
You know, so you gotta give the man some slack.
I applaud him. You know, I can barely sometimes keep one fucking story in my head sometimes when I write.
And let me tell you something.
I applaud him.
And people don't see. People are selfish. They don't see the big picture. This guy's got a family. He's got 4 kids.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You
I
know.
would stop at 2.
Nah, but listen. But most of these kids, they're adopted, which is
You're right.
You know, he did some fantastic.
That's honorable
thing.
too. That's super honorable. Besides that,
This is why Miles Morales was created, and people only
and Ironheart, whatever her name is.
Ironheart.
I don't know her real name in the comics.
Yeah,
But
you know what? I
Ironheart.
read issue like 2 or 3 of that, and I thought it was great writing.
It's not from like you're the foremost authority on Bendis. So I read like a little bit here, a little bit there, and I like some of it. I don't like all of it. I know you love the Superman run. I'm not big on the Superman run. I like his, like I said, just like King. I like a little bit of their more obscure stuff. I really liked his Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. I have 2 or 3 volumes of Guardians of the Galaxy.
For anybody that doesn't know,
Yeah,
I'm gonna put this out there right now. But by the time they listen to this podcast,
it'll be way
might
off
be
this
too
shit.
late.
Yeah, it definitely will be.
So if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's issue Action Comics 1014.
Okay.
1014. As a matter of fact, I have it in my bag. I mean, but I'm not gonna go get it now. But I believe it's 1014 that has the first crossover from one
With
of the
Naomi,
comics.
right?
Yes, Naomi.
That's what I was reading. That's why I was like, man, you had the finger on the pulse from the beginning.
It's her first.
It was about, you know,
It's her first appearance.
as like comic fans, we should have kind of saw that coming. If he doesn't write things just to write things, especially if he's like making like, this is it.
But this is not her first crossover. She's crossed over into a bunch of other things.
But is this her first DC crossover?
This is her first DC crossover. Yeah,
I'll see if I can look
it's
into
worth
it.
picking up because. Yeah, and you know what? I think
Have you picked up any of the DC stuff? Not to.
I got all the DC stuff.
Okay, they did a one shot that comes out next week. I don't know if you got that on your pull.
If I don't have it, I'm gonna pick it up anyway.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah, this stuff is.
It's offset, but yeah, you were saying about
Yeah, the DC stuff is mainstream.
yeah. Naomi.
Oh, Naomi.
Yes.
Cover B is your cover.
Really?
Luis Parillo.
Do you have something on that?
Luis Parillo.
Let me see.
The cover? No, I don't have the cover in front of me.
Okay, I
But
know.
it is milky.
Really?
Yes.
I'm gonna
Son,
look that up.
you're gonna need. Let's not
More
even.
holes in the cover. I need one to.
No,
if the other one gets burned out.
What I'm gonna tell you is right now.
All right.
You're not even gonna need Bounty. You're gonna need Sparkle.
Oh no!
You're gonna need some Sparkle to wipe the drool. That Luis Parillo cover is on fire.
Really?
I saw the cover and I was like, yo, she looks nice.
Seriously?
I'm serious.
I need to see this book. I need to see this. Well, you don't have that cover, do you?
No, it doesn't come out until next month.
Oh, next month. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm interested. That's awesome. Back real quick, back to the tangent of price at $9.99. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. So I was like, Action Comics 1000 was $7.99.
Yeah.
Detective Comics 1000 $8.99. And I can see why they did $8.99 because it's Batman. They know that they sell one book for $1 more. People are going to be flocking over the shelves for that. $9.99, and who wrote in that book? Is anybody worth their time? Because I know it's like 80 pages, 80 writers. It's like literally like one story per book, like Origins, right? That's what it is, right?
It's the hype, man. It's the hype, and I gotta be honest. I'm one of those guys that I don't fall too easy to the hype. But listen, I bought 2 copies of that book, and you already know. I bought the one store variant and that She-Hulk.
Okay.
That cover was yo She-Hulk.
I don't need to cut any of this out.
Like I said, no, you don't need to cut any of this. This is straight up carne. The way frijoles like caliente. Nah, listen. Well, most people are sleeping on this cover because think about it. She-Hulk, right?
Yeah.
Disney Plus. And
Well-
while everybody's chasing all these other obscure covers,
Yeah.
people are missing out on this She-Hulk. I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, the cover that I like, if I was stupid enough to... No, obviously nothing. Like, for me personally, if I was, like, out of my mind, because you know that I'm not really big on Marvel, I don't really whatever. If you want to buy the cover and you like it, go for it. I applaud
That's
you.
the way I
stuff.
feel. I mean, listen, you have money in your pocket. If you can do it, do it. If you can't, don't do it.
Yeah.
You go to a store with a budget.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're right.
Sometimes I go in there and I lose my mind. I tell Chuck, listen, throw this in my file, I'll pick it up next week. Throw this thing in my file, I'll pick it up next week. That's why he manhandled me when I went to go pick up that book.
Okay.
He's like, you got to take all your shit.
So wait, you didn't finish the story. So he came in, he was like, you got to pick up all your shit, and what happened?
Everything in my pull list. Everything that I had.
Did he make you pick up everything in your pull list?
He said he would hold the book for 5 days. And I looked at him and I was like, 5 days? I already know this book is on fire.
Yeah.
And I got to have it. I wasn't going to go home without it.
So you bought everything away.
I literally pulled out all the cash that I had in my pocket. And listen, for the first time in history, I don't pay with a credit card or a debit card for my comics. I always pay cash. I went in there, partial cash, partial debit.
God damn.
I felt like I was manhandled for this book. But you know what? When I went home with the only smile on my face.
I'm sure.
Then I went home and I showed it to my wife, and she's like, I'm not going to touch the book. And I was like, thanks, babe.
It's an awesome cover, though.
Yeah, it really is. I was gonna bring it here and show it to you, but then I was like, you know what?
No, it's fine.
I'm kind of scared about walking around with it. I think I want to get it.
You're gonna be jumped on the street. Yo, he got that issue 1000 with Mickey Mouse on to kill him.
No, listen, but I want to get it slabbed. I'm gonna get it slabbed.
Honest to God,
CGC or CBSI or
or CVS. No, not CVS.
Yeah,
No, you absolutely. Any book that you are going to slab, that's a book that you should. Absolutely. That book,
it's already going for 500 raw.
I believe that. It reminds me of when with Batman Damn #1. Remember how crazy that was?
It's not even Saturday. It's just Friday.
Exactly. It's crazy.
I mean, 3 days into it, and the book is on fire. And people are, you go to these like Facebook pages. People are auctioning off this book already.
I believe that. That's nuts. Nuts.
I don't know. I would feel kind of weird. You get this book, and
especially how you got it. Like, I think you should, if anything, you should keep it.
I know I plan on keeping it.
Yeah, and display it.
You know what's nice about too, that the other day there was another comic shop.
Yeah.
I believe it was called Royal Collectibles in Queens. I've been there once. The only problem with me driving there is
no parking.
Parking is tough, and they have these red light cameras.
Oh.
They got speed traps, and it's like it's bad.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that keeps me from going there. And it's not even far from my mom's crib.
Really?
Which makes it even worse. Like, I can go visit my mom and make an excuse and be like, I'm going to stop at Royal Collectibles.
Yeah, of course.
I watch their Instagram videos every Wednesday. They have a really nice display there.
We should take a trip. That sounds good.
We could definitely take a trip there.
Yeah. Well, do you know if they close late?
You know what? I'm not too sure. I'm sure they close at 8. No more than, I don't think no more than 9.
The fact that Chuck closes at 10 it blows my mind. That's fantastic. I would love to, after I come back from my vacation.
He closes at 11 on Fridays
That's
because he takes those D&D tournaments serious.
That's great.
I
have a buddy of mine. That's why I was asking you a while back. A buddy of mine. Shout out to Hank. I was asking you, do you know how to play D&D? Because I know you do. But a buddy of mine wanted to learn how to play, and I was like, I wouldn't mind learning how to play, but I don't want to learn from anyone except for you, if I want to be honest.
I'm telling you the truth, it's a stress reliever, man. You have a bad day at work. D&D over at Chuck's is Wednesday nights, book day.
Interesting.
Couldn't be any better than that. When I was doing it, I was playing and taking my pull list every Wednesday.
Go home with your pull.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was like a geek's dream come true. I'm there, sword and slash, and boom, boom, killing dragons and shit.
And then you bring your books home.
Bring my books home.
There's a cover I like from Marvel issue 1000, which is like I said, the only one that I would pick up if I had some extra cash to throw away. It's the horror cover, the one with Blade with the afro, and with Morbius and stuff like that. Have you seen that cover?
What book is this?
Issue 1000.
Of 1000?
Yeah, they went.
That has to be I think it's a store exclusive.
Maybe I saw from Midtown. They had it at regular price.
Midtown had it?
Yeah.
I didn't see that cover.
Old school Blade with the afro and with the goggles, man.
I did not see that.
Awesome. I saw that shit. I was like, I'll take a picture and send you later. As for myself, I've gotten really, really into the Green Lantern run, and I think, like I was telling you, I must be like some kind of closeted Green Lantern fan, because I was like, all I could think about today is like, I can't wait till I get a moment alone so I can read that Grant Morrison Green Lantern. My God. What?
I know you're talking big, but I just pulled up the picture
Yeah.
with Louis Pradijo.
Let me see.
10/15. Check that cover out.
Oh, you're right. Oh, that Superman cover. I'm sorry. I know this is a podcast. You guys can't see it. Maybe when this episode comes out, I'll put it on the Instagram page at _THR3, which is the thread.
It's a real milky cover, man.
You're telling me. Can you save that and send that to me?
Yeah, I'll pull
That
it
is
up. Yeah.
fantastic. I love that cover.
It's a hot cover. And
I love the Superman. This is the kind of Superman S I like. Looks like a fucking shield.
He looks tough.
That he kind of looks like Henry Cavill. I'm not looking at him, but
Even Naomi looks hot.
yeah.
Damn, she is hot.
Ooh, she gave her green eyes.
Yeah, I mean the dude is
What? Okay,
the dude is phenomenal. He's a phenomenal artist.
Course on Naomi. What is Naomi? Who is Naomi? What's going on?
Naomi was created, right? And the whole aspect of it was her family crash landed on Earth like before Clark Kent came.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is really interesting.
That is interesting.
I'll give you a little. I'll speak about it a little bit, but I'm not going to give you the spoiler because then it'll ruin it. You got to go out and buy the books and read them and enjoy them.
Well, that's a good like a good taste. She crashed.
Okay,
excuse me.
Okay,
she crash landed before Clark Kent. That's interesting.
Yes. Okay, so her parents went through a dimensional portal. They were being chased by bounty hunters.
Interesting.
I thought the whole premise was dope.
That is dope.
Even the writing, like Bendis' writing, I feel it's fantastic. I don't. People have their own opinions, but to me, Bendis is like, and I've said it to the man in his face when he signed my.
That's why he when he
signed,
books.
Yeah, when he signed my Naomi, I told him.
What'd you tell him?
I told him, Bendis.
Is this gonna be a every episode thing?
No.
Okay, it's a Bendis.
No. I literally told the man, "You are the second coming of Stan Lee." The guy's face turned pink. He's like, "Give me all your books. I'll sign everything you got."
I'll sign you if you want. Take off your shirt.
Let me tell you
I'll
something.
sign your chest.
No, but let me tell you something. The man was so noble, right?
Yeah.
I had like 10 comics, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to
And
get
a massive
signed.
line behind you, probably.
And a massive line behind me. And he literally, he literally was like, "I'm gonna sign all your comics." And then he literally took all my comics out of my bag and opened them. They were already plastic and backboarded and taped up. He opened all of them and just signed them.
That's awesome.
I mean, I've never had any artist do that ever.
For the record, I'm gonna say the exact same thing to Scott tonight. Let's see what happens. Nah, I'm joking. I was like, yo, you're the second coming Stan Lee, man. He's like, nah, man.
Nah, I love him that much, though. I could honestly say I never met him. I need to.
Listen, the only reason why I felt that way was because, well, the guy created Miles Morales, right?
Okay.
He wrote 30.
Are you big on Miles Morales in general?
No, not really.
Okay.
I'm not big.
I wasn't sure if
I
you
mean,
were.
listen, I'm Latino. Miles Morales is Latino, but yeah, to me, Peter Parker's Spider-Man.
Yeah, I agree with you.
This whole thing is because of all this new generation we live in.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hate on it. I mean, it is what it is. The world evolves,
Yeah.
So you create a new character for a newer generation. Like I'm stuck on Peter Parker.
I'm stuck on Peter Parker too, even though Miles Morales was written. Well, here's the thing. Like, when I was reading his run, it was still Peter Parker. It was way before he even created Miles. And then, like, when I got out of comics and I was like in my senior year of high school, he created Miles, I guess, by that time. So, like, by that time, I couldn't care less.
But listen,
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta give the man props. Okay, so he created Miles Morales for Marvel, right?
Yes.
Well, let's just say co-created.
Yes.
Because he corrected me. He said I'm co-creator.
I like. Okay, that's humble. I like that. Because
You
I forget who the artist was.
Yeah, I don't.
Ultimate Spider-Man back then.
Yeah, I don't go that. I mean, I've gone that far. I got Ultimate Spider-Mans, but
Do you have a number one?
nah.
I had a number one in my hand at one point. I never bought it.
I probably had it in my hands too, and
Yeah.
just we go through periods of times where you pick up something, you put it back down. Everybody does that.
Yeah, you're right.
And then you're like, oh my god, I put that number one back, and look what it's worth now.
You think about that sometimes? Like I had this book in my hand, and I put it down thinking it looked okay. You ever think of that? And then it turns out like the book is like
Yeah,
skyrocketed.
happens all the time.
Yeah.
That's why it's tough. Like, it's tough to buy everything, but you got to be selective.
That's why I'm impressed with you because you're a straight hunter. when it comes to the, at least like now you are, like you're straight Hunter when it comes to some of these books. Like I'm looking right now at The Walking Dead issue 191. Is that
192?
Okay, because the end ended at 93, right? 193.
193.
Yeah.
I originally
Yeah.
had 5 copies of 191 in my hands.
Can you tell me what you had? Wait, 191 in your hand?
191 in my hands.
Well, why'd you have 5 copies? You had a hunch?
Well, here's the
Was it
thing.
Chuck?
No. Well, I did buy all my issues from Chuck,
Okay.
but because he's my local guy, so that's where I go to. That's why I drop my money.
Yeah.
Because I always feel like if you spend your money in one place, you're always gonna get blessed later.
You're right.
The man always look out.
Yeah.
So anyway, 191, right? Speculation. I'm just hanging out, doing some reading, and I'm reading something like a blog of some sort. Because I mean, I follow The Walking Dead,
Yeah.
but I had stopped reading the comic for a while back.
Yeah,
Because I was
same.
like, I'm watching the TV show, I'm reading the comics. I said, sometimes you gotta cut back a little bit. Who the hell knew Rick Grimes would die?
You're right.
And I think it
And
was
so abruptly.
but I think it was a fluke.
Why do you think so?
I think it was a fluke. Because the book wasn't selling. After a while, it just stopped. Like, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When you go to a comic book store, how many times did you buy The Walking Dead?
If I'm being honest, the last book I bought from The Walking Dead was probably 141.
All right.
That
The book is 191.
I know exactly. Think about that. So what is that? 2 years ago, maybe?
Like 2 years ago. The sales, even
That was
though
the last time I bought
even though
Walking
the
Dead?
TV show's doing phenomenal,
Yeah.
right? After Glenn's death, the ratings dropped a bit.
It went up and down because I know that it went down and then it went back up and then now it's back down and who knows what's gonna happen.
I mean, even I declined on some of that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, the show's not doing as great. I kind of felt like if you're gonna kill off Glenn, right?
Yeah.
You gotta keep the momentum. Like, you bash the fucking guy's head in to the point where, like, his eyes pop out. But you never kill anybody else like that again? Like, the show lost, like, it's...
Yeah.
Like, that to me was, like, a level of, like, horror that was never repeated. And it just got lame. And I was like,
I think because of all the backlash they got for how horrible it was.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the reason why. In reality, you want to hear something funny? My wife hates The Walking Dead. She never liked The Walking Dead. We saw that episode together. She became an instant fan. That's the episode that me and my wife started watching it together, opposed to me watching it alone.
When Glenn...
Deadass. And it's not just the reason that she has a crush on Jeffrey Dean Morgan. It's not just that. Mr. Negan himself, which he's badass. But still, in reality, me and her started watching the show since then. And then we fell off after... What, last season? We didn't really watch all of last season. But...
Let me ask you a question, all jokes aside.
Okay.
What was Glenn's favorite restaurant?
I don't know.
Popeyes, man.
Oh, that's a messed up joke. Oh.
Anyway, I threw that in there for
yeah.
good measure. But listen. Okay, so
192 is there.
192 I have here,
Okay.
right? But this book was designed to be in 2 parts.
Yeah.
I feel like when I was reading rumors of Rick being taken out, and
Yeah.
it wasn't even Rick. Like, I heard rumors of somebody big was going to be taken out.
Yeah.
Somebody big. And I was like, somebody big is going to be taken out.
You didn't think it was going to
I
be
didn't
Rick,
think it
though.
was going to be Rick.
Yeah.
But I went and I looked at the ending of issue 190.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, he's talking to this kid, blah, blah, blah. All right. It wasn't leading anywhere just yet. But I put the book back. Came to work, started reading some more specs on the book. The week the book comes out, nobody gave a shit about The Walking Dead. It was Wednesday, regular book day. Nothing was going on. I didn't even know. And I read something else where they said they shot Rick. And I was like, they shot Rick? I said, this isn't even news. It's not on social media. There's nothing on it.
Yeah.
I go to the comic shop. I see a kid blast Rick. And I said, this can't be Rick. Chuck had 5 copies right there, untouched. Not even a fingerprint. Because the book wasn't selling.
That's crazy.
So Kirkman did the right thing by ending the series. I believe he did it on a fluke because the book wasn't going anywhere.
Sure.
End it on a high note. I mean, issue 93 has this whole thing about how he had this planned and this nonsense.
I'm gonna read that tonight. I actually, I finally got a digital because I'm still looking to get a decently priced physical, and I don't want to buy a.
Midtown has it for $10.
Yeah,
And that's reasonable because the book.
You think so?
Yeah, for $4.
Well, when Midtown, I'm hoping I don't shoot myself in the foot by fucking saying this, but once in a while, when Midtown has a sale where they're like a midnight sale, like 15% off and that and stuff like that. That book goes down to $6. So if I can get that book at that price, I'll be happy.
I mean, there's a second print for cover.
But I don't, if I'm gonna buy something like that, kind of, big, like. I'm an OG Walking Dead fan. I saw the first episode on Halloween night when it came out. And I was the only one when that first season, I was the only one of my friends and my family watching that show. And I would think I was told James, have you seen The Walking Dead? And he was like, nah, it looks alright. And I was like, okay. Because that show didn't pick up after season 2, or midway after season 2, if you remember.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I was put on by, Jay put me onto the show.
Yeah.
Jay's like, are you watching The Walking Dead? And I'm like, the fuck is The Walking Dead?
Yeah, like the claim. No, go ahead. No,
no, I was just gonna. He said it's a show about zombies. I'm like, okay. I mean, is it good? He's like, it's only 6 episodes. It's like 6 episodes. It can't be that good. He's like, no. It was a pilot, and they turned it into a season. It's actually really good. And sometimes Jay will recommend me stuff, and sometimes I wonder, damn, this guy watches some weird shit. But then. Half of the time he watches some nice, decent stuff, and I was like, I'll give it a shot. And I was blown away by the 6 episodes.
Yeah. What's funny, I saw that first episode, like I said, on Halloween night when they premiered it, and I saw it with my ex, and in the first episode, I've seen the first episode made a bunch of times, because I love that episode, because it plays almost like a movie, that first episode. And that part where they destroy the horse, remember in the city in what was that, Atlanta?
Wasn't that the first episode?
Yeah, that's the first episode. They show the horse. My ex is like, I'm not watching this. This is too much for me. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, fine, I'll watch that shit all by myself. Because the claim to fame for me when it came to The Walking Dead, when there was hype coming for this show, which is very minimal hype, but the hype was that, I'm going to get the name wrong. Oh, Greg Nicotero, the guy who does all the makeup and stuff like that and zombies. That was a big thing, because this guy is a straight...
That guy's no joke.
Yeah. He's a horror guy. He makes all these makeup and effects for some of the biggest horror movies of all time. He works with Eli Roth. And me, I'm a big movie guy and film guy. So when I heard that was going on, he's doing a zombie show, and it was supposed to be like a straight up realistic looking zombie show, it's supposed to be like some of the most groundbreaking effects, like the famous effect of the half zombie on the lawn walking to Rick. I was like, in the first episode with the bike. That shit's dope. Super, 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 super dope. So I saw the show, and I was like, no one's watching this. When the show finished the first season, and about halfway through the second season, some guy came up to me, he's like, yo, have you seen The Walking Dead? I go, yeah, they had the second season, I haven't checked it out. He's like, yo, that show is amazing. It's like the best show on time. I was like, get the fuck out of here. I love that first season, but no one was watching it. So it's funny, but when it comes back to what I was saying is, if I'm going to get something that was that monumental to me that I really, really like, because it mixed up comic books, movies, and horror stuff all in one shot for me. That show. The first season, at least for me, I was like, this has everything. It even has the weird, almost sci-fi element where they weren't sure if they were going to get the disease at the end and blah, blah, blah. Had everything for me. I want a first print of that book. That's what I want. I want a first print. I don't want the ending that says issue 193, the end.
That book is big money, man.
I'm going to get it.
You going to get issue number 1?
Huh?
You going to go get issue number 1?
One day I'm gonna stack that up.
I tell you, the only way to get that book cheap
to shoot somebody.
Yeah, you can shoot somebody, but buy somebody's collection and they don't know they have it in there.
Yeah, but no, But in all reality, if I'm gonna buy that last issue that says The Farm, issue 193, I want first print. I don't want the one because second print says the end. They changed the cover looks the same, but instead of where it says Aftermath,
it says the end.
The end.
That's the second print.
That's the second print.
Yeah, the first print says The Farm.
The Farm. And that's what I'd rather have when it comes to that book, at least particularly.
I mean, if you want one, next time I go to Midtown Comics, it's $10. But I know, you want to hold on to your guns.
Yeah. until I get a nice deal on it because, like, we know, just like you said, for the hype, a lot of people run to the store, they go grab the book, and they just hold on to it, and they try to sell it and stuff like that. It's not like a collector like me and you that want the book, and they want it for the collection because it means something to them. You know,
I hate paying over cover, man.
That's what I hate. That's why I'm like holding off on Kanto. Like, you know what I mean?
I bought all my Kantos at cover. The only thing I didn't pay cover price was for not even
that variant.
Even the variant incentive was $10.
Okay, so that's cover for that.
That's cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, you see what I said? Like, that's one thing that I never liked, at least about when comics started getting super popular. When they started getting popular, you couldn't be able to stand in the store anymore or like look through the books without someone being like, I want all those books. I remember going to Newberry one time, and the guy standing next to me, and there was this book that was supposed to be super, super hot. The book was called Rose.
Rose?
Rose. It's an Image comic.
I think I've
seen
the
that. Rose. Yeah, it's like a chick with a panther and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be hot. I bought one issue because it looked kind of cool. I had one in my hand, but the guy next to me, because they had a stack, took all the stacks at one point and went to the counter. He's like, this book's supposed to be big. I buy all these books, and I sell them on eBay. I buy all these books, and you put a bad taste in your mouth when you see something like that.
Wait a minute, this guy told you this?
He stood right next to me.
He had the audacity to say
that? And I feel like he thought he was talking to someone who didn't care that much or like just looking through the books. He looked at me and he was like, "Oh, you like that book?" I go, "Yeah." At first he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm taking Zol. I actually buy all this and sell these on eBay."
What was he buying again?
Rose number one.
Oh.
And something else. I think it was curse words.
I mean, but was it even a hot book?
Yeah, for a time it was.
I didn't hear about it.
For a time it was. It sizzled out of print and stuff like that.
See, that's why sometimes I like to wait. Like,
yeah.
I'll tell you the truth. Like, this past week, actually not this past week, last week.
Yeah.
I bought Boys number 1.
Yeah, you got a good price on it too, didn't you?
$30.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
No, the book is like an $80 book.
Yeah, that's not bad. You got pretty good. If we're looking at like decent prices like that, that's a pretty good price.
I feel like $30 was reasonable for a book that came out like 2003, I think.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I'm not sure about the date, but I'm going with 2003.
I'll put it in perspective. I bought the original 4 Hellboys that came out that say not Dark Horse but Legend on the side and stuff like that, Seed of Destruction. For number 4, which it's like a $50, $60 book, I paid $16 for it.
Okay.
That's not bad. That's actually pretty good if you look at the grand scale of things. Especially when I bought those other books I told you for $1 a piece.
Yeah.
So $30 for the Boys number 1. That doesn't sound too bad actually if you look at it in reality.
Nah. Well, I thought it was decent. I mean, the book could use a press, which I'm probably gonna get it slabbed.
Good.
But I want to meet Garth Ennis first before I slab it.
Yeah, I believe you.
I kind of feel like I need that.
Mm-hmm. Have you heard of? Or wait, do you have something else?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Have you heard of the book? It's another Garth Ennis book. I picked it up this week for $4, a trade paperback. It's called Trees. Have you heard of it?
Trees?
Trees. Let me see.
No, not at all.
I'm gonna show you a picture of it. What'd you send me? Oh, the image. Yeah, I picked it up for $4. It's another Garth Ennis book, especially like since The Boys came out and watching the show. I feel like Garth Ennis is on another trajectory up.
What I do have is the Pro.
The what?
The Pro.
Oh.
We could talk about that another time.
Are you sure?
We could definitely talk about that another time.
Okay. Could you tell me a little bit quickly about it though? Like, where did you find that book? Because you were like, I knew I had this book. What's so special about it?
And you know what it is? Like, Garth Ennis is gonna be at Baltimore Comic Con, and I'm really debating about going to that Comic Con because it's a 4-hour drive.
Never heard of that, more or less.
It's a 4-hour drive for me.
It's a Garth Ennis book.
It says Warren Ellis on it.
Oh, Warren Ellis, my bad. I don't know why I said Garth Ennis. Garth Ennis.
You see?
I messed up.
That's why I didn't know. Yeah.
Slapped in the face.
Yeah, you messed up big time.
I messed up. Oh, it's a Warren Ellis book. I don't know why I thought Garth Ennis for a moment.
Well, yeah, Baltimore Comic Con for me is 4 hours,
Slapped.
and I feel like I want to go there and get that book signed.
By Garth Ennis?
So,
do you have any?
One of my favorite books was The Pro, which is short for prostitute.
Oh, that's what it's short for.
In case anybody was wondering what the hell I'm talking about.
That's what it's short for? Because I was like, The Pro, what is this book about?
Yeah, well, let's save it for another time,
Okay.
We got
all right, we could talk about this one.
more material next time,
Noble. when Lobo's around for that.
Yeah. We gotta wait for Lobo to come around. You know, I'm sure he's gonna be interested in this.
No, absolutely.
It's one of those obscure things that he wrote, and I mean, it's not like an ongoing series. It was like a one shot. Mm-hmm. It's about a prostitute, and
is it a trade paperback that, or no? Is it just one?
It's like a prestige format book.
Oh, okay, prestige format. Oh, kind of like DKR.
Something like the Harley Quinn one shot with the Joker on the cover.
Yeah. Look. Okay. Speaking of Harley Quinn, are you gonna read that? I'm hoping now because I screwed up Garth Ennis and Warren Ellis. Have you seen that book called from I think it's Jeff Lemire, the Harley Quinn book?
The new one that's coming out?
Yeah, for Black Label. Have you seen that?
I'm getting it.
Oh.
It looks
dope. It looks like this might be the first Black Label since Damned. I want to put it out there that might push the envelope a little bit.
You know what? I looked at that cover.
Carne.
I'm not gonna use carne. I'm gonna go with for those that are listening that are Latin and you understand mantequilla, you know?
Oh.
And everybody understands
Translation: butter.
Butter. It looks like mantequilla. Hell yeah. There's something about it, you know? I mean, Harley Quinn is sexy.
That's a good looking cover, honestly.
Yeah.
It looks good, and I like the duality of like the cracked face.
Yes.
It looks. If you want, I don't know who drew that book at the moment.
Look at my smile. Look at my cheek.
Yeah, it's perfect. That is art to the nth degree.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna see if I can get. When did that book come out? I know it comes out in September.
I believe it comes out in a couple weeks. 2 weeks. I believe 2 weeks.
So I'm definitely getting that.
Let me look.
Yeah, look it up in the meantime.
Yeah, I'll look at my email.
But yeah, that book looks fantastic. There is, I don't know. Did you pick? I'm sure you have it on your pull list. Did you pick up issue 2 of Superman Year One? I'm sure you have it on your pull.
Issue 2?
Yeah, issue 2. See, I don't think you got it on your pull.
Superman? I mean, you know what it is?
But
like I said, this week was a huge week.
Yeah, it came out this week.
It should be in my bag.
It came out this week.
Okay, so it should be in my bag.
But in reality, what I was gonna bring up is like it didn't make as big as a splash as I thought it would. Right?
It probably didn't. It probably got lost in there. Listen, the Absolute Carnage that came out this week pretty much stole the show, including Marvel 1000.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a little hype behind the new JLA 30.
Yeah.
Which I can't wait to get home and read.
Yeah, please let me know how that is.
I mean, so many things. Like I was so focused on like that Jenica that I bought 3 copies of that. Yeah. Got 3 copies of that.
I wonder if I can get it on Midtown if I really like put my mind to it. It's funny. I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No. I mean, the B cover was like a pull list thing.
Yeah.
So unless you're a current client, and this is funny how comic book shops are doing things now, but if you have a pull list, you can pretty much get that B cover.
Okay.
But you can go to shops and they're like, no, we got the regular cover.
Interesting.
It's like a way to get you to come back into the shop. So I mean, I had a pull list up in my regular shop, and then I took a drive to Newberry and they had it on the shelf.
I believe that.
I mean, they had 3 copies up there, and the other 2 were really beat up. So I took one of their better copies, but
that's what's like good and bad about Newberry, is that sometimes some of the books are beat, and you can see that like some kids been handling it.
You know what it is? That shit is like I'm talking about manhandle. Like how do you do that, man? I get so angry. Like I go in there and I tell the people behind the counter, yo, do you have a better copy of this? Do you know that the people that are buying these books are collectors? Like, I feel like they put it up there and the people that are buying it are like,
I don't want to blame, let's be honest, I don't want to blame the people putting out the books because on reality, like you said, it's a mall.
But they have shitty shelves.
Yeah, they do.
Like,
they used to have better shelves. Do you remember the shelves they used to have when they had the other location in the mall? Those shelves were better, and they used to bag and board those beforehand.
I don't know. The shelves are still the same, man. It's just that you need single shelves.
Like the straight ones.
You need a straight, wide, single shelf.
And they have those
and stock the books. Like this whole thing where like putting books, like if you're in a library, you're not in a library, man. I mean, I don't know.
It could be for space and stuff. I don't want to shit too much on it because it's not like it's their fault that those books look that bad. You know that it comes more to the fact of like, the clientele. You have kids coming in, and there's always that stigma still of
I'm not a fan of Newberry. They get 2 thumbs down. If I had 2 more arms, they get 4 thumbs down. Those motherfuckers.
I'll give them a half. Because I don't blame the retail man that much.
Listen, the only thing I appreciate about them, and this is why I keep going back, is, and I'm going to tell you right now,
nice
if
people.
you have a pull list at Newberry Comics, they will give you 20% off.
Straight up?
20% off straight up. You just
Really?
got to give them anywhere between 2 to 10 issues on a pull list. They just want you to have a pull list.
Man, I really wish. I really, really wish then I did that for the Snow White issues. Because I had the first one that I bought, that I told you how,
but
whatever.
listen.
The other issues, you know those issues are sold out, right?
No, but
2 and 3?
Are they?
I can't find it nowhere. That's why I never completed the set. But it's not like I'm looking for them either, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Midtown has them. I've seen them on the shelf.
Really? Nowhere on the website they have them.
Ah, man. They're going to tell you wish list.
Ah.
Because they're doing one per customer.
I hate that. The wish list, though, sometimes you never even, like, they won't even contact you back.
No, but listen, I can't stress this, and I'm going to explain it to you.
Okay.
Because you're misunderstanding me.
Yep.
Make a pull list at Newberry.
Yes.
Put any book you want there, even if you don't fucking collect it. But you'll get your 20% off, because when you go to the shop, anything you buy off the shop is 20%.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Like right now, I have Pearl on my pull list there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna keep this on a hush hush, because comic shops don't like when you have multiple pull lists. They feel betrayed.
Well, you better hope that Chuck never hears this.
You know what? I have obscure like shit over there at Newberry. Like I'll put like a Pearl. Fuck is Pearl? I mean, Bendis writes it.
Yep.
But you know what? They have variants, right?
Yeah.
So I'll go and I'll put variant A in Newberry, variant B over at Chuck's.
That's true.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just spreading the love.
Question, but
I'm
like...
spreading the love, but I'm getting 20% over at Newberry.
That's true. But this will be my only issue. But sometimes you don't know what the variant looks like beforehand. You know? Sometimes it's one of those books. Like TMNT, sometimes they don't release those variants until like the week of.
Here's the thing with Newberry.
Yeah.
They're not comic book, like, they're not a comic book retailer.
Yeah.
They sell geek merchandise. If you don't like the cover, you put it back.
True.
They're not gonna say no, you can't put it back. You don't have a binding contract with Newberry.
True.
All you have is a pull list written by pencil. And I've done it before. Like I told the guy, I bought this book already. He's like, what do you mean? I bought it last week. Oh, but you didn't pick it up on your pull list? I said I picked it off the shelf. Because you beat up, the book that was in my shelf was beat up.
I get you.
They don't care.
True,
They, like I said, they don't care. There's no.
This
love in-
episode's called Colonel Shits on Newberry. Oh, Lord.
Listen,
Lord.
listen. I just before you came here,
Yeah.
I went to Newberry.
Yeah, I know. I was sitting here playing with my phone. I just can't. I'm joking.
No, but listen.
I appreciate when you told me I'm at Newberry, I'm on my way back from Newberry. I was like, that's a man after my own heart. I'm happy.
Right?
That's why you got a beer.
But listen. They had my Ninja Turtles,
Okay.
right?
That wasn't on your poll?
And they had a Superman that was on my pool.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I go there, and I see, okay, they got 2 of my books. So I go to the shelf. I pick up 10 different more titles. Something I didn't pick up this past Wednesday.
True.
And I was like, okay, I missed it on this, I missed it on this, I missed it on this.
True.
All that, 20% off. How could you go wrong? You know? The only gamble you have with Newberry is getting fucked up copies.
That's true. You're absolutely right. Off and on. Sometimes I pick up, like when I got the issue 192 of that book. I got a good looking book. Very rare. The other 2 didn't look that nice. But 1 out of those 3 looked pretty damn good.
Comic books need to be treated like women.
Or men, if you're into that.
Oh, well.
I'm joking. Keep going.
You gotta treat them like women. Gentle. Soft. You understand?
There's a famous line that one of my uncles said about guitars, which I think goes very well with comics too. You treat your guitar like it's your girlfriend. You gonna treat your girlfriend bad? Nope. You treat them good. So you treat
Like
them.
my comics. See, I treat my wife like I treat my comics. Let me tell you something.
What's wrong with your books? Then I just
And
can't.
my wife laughs at me because she said lately she's been using the fact that I've been spending too much time with my comics.
Aww.
She's labeled herself the comic book widow.
Aww.
I said, babe, are you fucking serious? She's like, I remember the times I reminisce on the sofa when you used to get home at 7:30. Now you get home at like 8:05, 8:10. It's like you're cheating on me with your comic books.
You're going to go see your mistress.
Yeah.
Named Comic.
I was like, are you serious? And you know what? So you know what I did when I got home that night, right? From Wednesdays, because on Wednesdays I get home about 8:30.
Oh, of course, because you have to pick up your pole. You say hi to Chuck.
You know what I'm saying? I hang out and I chill, but I picked up my
What
shit.
you got for me?
No, but like I said, I played hooky that day.
Okay.
And I had all my stuff before 1 o'clock. I got home, instead of looking through all my books, I left them in the trunk. I said, I'm going to dedicate tonight to wifey. When I walked in through the door, she looked at me. She's like, "Wow, you're home early." I said, "Babe, tonight you're not a cowboy widow."
That's good.
I had to, and listen, not for nothing. I did it yesterday too, because I told myself, you know what, she's right. You know, you don't want to start. You don't want to. Even though you have a passion,
It's an obsession sometimes, though.
it can become a section, an obsession, or even a sickness.
Oh, I believe that.
There's times where, like, you know, I've never had the addiction of smoking a cigarette.
Okay.
But I have the addiction of I need a fresh new comic book.
I need to spend $3.99.
I need to spend $3.99. Oh man.
Oh Lord.
Listen, just being able to work at a comic book store is like. Listen, there's been several times where I think I've wanted to ask Chuck if he needed me because he's closed on Mondays. I'm off Mondays. So I was gonna actually ask him if he needed any help on Mondays. You know, maybe why not open the shop on a Monday? Like, why are you closed?
Yeah.
He's closed half day on Tuesdays. He doesn't open until like 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock at night?
Yeah, because he plays D&D from 7 to 10. Or Magic, or I don't know what schedule he's got going on there on Tuesdays.
You know, I feel like this is something that, like, personally, me, I wanted too.
I really, like, as a teenager, I've almost acted almost every comic shop. Do you guys need extra help? I wouldn't mind, like, working for you guys. Like, you know,
I feel like
who's been turned down from, like, those places for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
it's crazy. If you ever got the job, I'd be like, do you need help? Because I'll come and help you out too. I'll organize the books. I'll be the frijoles' pet.
Shit, man.
You ever told you my dream comic book shop that I always wanted to create?
Forbidden Planet?
No. Yes, maybe, but no.
Have you seen the movie Kick-Ass?
Yes.
Okay. So in Kick-Ass is a comic book shop that he goes to that's half comic book shop, half cafe.
I remember that.
Yeah. I've always wanted to open up, way before I saw that movie, I've always wanted to open up a place like
You
that.
know, I believe there's a comic book shop called Beer and Comics,
Okay.
where you could go have a beer
Yeah.
and buy your comics. But it looks more like a tavern.
I'm into that.
With the comics in the background, which is nice.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't know where this was at. I don't know what country. This wasn't like in the United States. It was somewhere else.
Huh.
I could be wrong. I just don't remember.
Well, personally, the way that I would do it is like, so geeks like you and me really like our mint books. So we would have, if they want to read the book, but they don't want to buy the book, and they want to, you know, I would have a fuck up copy on the side that they could rent for $1. So they could read the book.
I'll give you an example of an awful shop.
Okay. Time Warp.
That's because you must have been reading
Really?
my mind. Time Warp.
Okay, go ahead.
You go into this man's shop, right? And I'm gonna shout him out because I think he's a dick.
Okay. Go ahead.
So you go to Time Warp
You're not the only one.
in Hewlett, Long Island. You hear on
Don't kill this guy.
I wish I had the zip code. So I'd give it to you too. But all you gotta do is look up Time Warp in Hewlett,
Oh,
Long
Lord.
Island,
Oh, Lord.
Nassau.
Oh no.
I even sent my wife there to get me comics because I hate to go in there. My wife's like, do I have to face the wrath of the old man? And I was like, Beb, I said, you don't have to talk to the man. Just go in there and ask him if he's got so-and-so. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to do a friend a favor.
Yeah.
This friend is Lenny.
Okay.
Lenny tells me, yo, frijoles, you gotta do me a solid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the new Daredevil 2
Yeah.
from the newest continuity that's out now.
Yeah.
They're up to like issue 10 or something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know one place that has it because I've seen it there. And he's the only one that has it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I send wifey on a rescue mission.
Yeah.
She goes in there.
Mm-hmm.
She asks the man, I need your help. I'm looking for Daredevil 2. The man rolls his eyes, huffs and puffs, and said, do you know what volume you're looking for? My wife is like, not really, but my husband said it was the new book. Yeah, but what volume? But what didn't you understand about new book?
Yeah.
But I did text her a picture.
Yeah.
So the guy came from behind the counter
Yeah.
with an attitude.
Of course.
My wife showed him
Yeah.
the picture, and
Yeah.
he was like, oh, all you had to do was show me the picture from the beginning. She's like, I'm sorry, you know.
I'm rolling my eyes. I know no one can see. I'm rolling my eyes too. Go ahead.
But he went out and he pulled the book and gave it to her.
Mm-hmm. Ugly book?
You know, it was a nice book.
Okay.
But I have taught my wife to check for spine ticks. Oh man! But let me tell you something.
Yeah.
The guy says, "What are you doing?" I'm examining the book. I've taught my wife to examine books.
Yeah.
Because as a collector, you want a mint book.
Yeah.
My wife is like, just looking for spine ticks. My wife does not know what a spine tick is, but I taught her what it was.
Yeah.
So she goes into the whole thing about a spine tick. The guy's like, well, if he doesn't like the book, he doesn't have to shop here. Like,
Damn.
Are you serious? And let me tell you something. Not only that, but every single comic in there is in a plastic.
Yeah.
Like even the new ones that are released on a Wednesday, book day.
Yeah.
What if you want to pick up a book? Like comic books were meant to be looked at.
Yeah.
And if you want to decide you want to buy it.
Wait. I'm gonna rewind for a second. When I was going there and I stopped going there, he still had the books the way that we usually have the books, which is just there, you know, on top of each other, and they're, you know, in a row on a regular slip. He has them in between plastics now?
No, he has them plastic up bagged.
Oh.
They're bagged. All the books are bagged.
That's weird. Why?
Like, so if I wanna check out the new, say, Spawn 300 when it comes out.
Yeah.
Like I wanna flip through the art.
Yeah.
You can't. You're forced to look at the cover and be like, oh shit, this is the copy that I'm getting, but I can't look through the book because I don't know. It's like a surprise when you get home.
That's weird.
It's like a Cracker Jack box.
He didn't have that when I was there. That's why would he do?
It's the only comic shop that does that.
You know, yeah, okay, let's go on a tangent here about this place. I'm happy you shouted them out, because now I'm all pissed off. You've invoked the wrath of the grizzly.
My wife doesn't like to shop there. What does that tell you? She's not even a collector. She just hates the man. She's like, the guy's gotta be like, I mean, okay, look. I get it. The guy's gotta be like 70 years old.
Yes.
Maybe he shouldn't be running the shop.
You're right. He's not the only one there, though.
He's the only one there.
He.
If there is a partner,
There is a partner.
he's never there.
He's only there once in a while, and I've dealt with him personally because Time Warp was my local comic shop.
Yeah.
That was my pull list place. That was a place that I could be like, I need this book. Do you have it? And they'd be like, okay. That cover, I didn't show you. Let me show you this cover I got. This.
While you look for that cover, I'm gonna tell you something that he did to me.
Okay, continue. Go ahead.
So I go in there a couple months back, which is probably why I stopped going there.
Yeah.
I went there a couple months back, and you know, Ninja Turtles 95 is hot.
Yes.
So I'm looking for the first appearance.
I know where he had it. He had it behind the counter on top of the thing, didn't he?
No, check it.
Because he's done that
He's
before.
got a bunch of back issues.
Uh-huh.
So I'm in the back issue bin, and I tell him, no, I'm just browsing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you're looking through the T section. You're looking for that new Ninja Turtles 51, aren't you? And I'm like, what do you mean Ninja Turtles 51? How do you know? Everybody's looking for it. It's hot. Everybody wants Jenica's first appearance. I looked at him like, you motherfucker. Like, how are you accusing me? Like, I mean, are you fucking serious? Yeah. You understand? Like, it made me want to cringe. It made me cringe.
Yeah.
He's like, you're never going to find it. I was like, what?
Damn.
Now, how do you treat somebody like that?
You're right. No, you're absolutely right.
But the guy's weird because if you're looking through the stacks of comics, he gets pissed off that you don't put them back immaculate.
Yeah, I know.
Like, are you fucking serious? Maybe if you stock them up a certain way, but the plastics shift. Plastic bags slide over. How am I supposed to, like, everything moves on the shelf?
You know, I never liked the destruction of books. But, like, it's terrible to think that, like, if that place ever goes up in flames, that would be like, oh, well.
I mean, listen,
unfortunately.
I get the idea that if you're a collector, you don't want fingerprints.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want fingerprints on your comic.
Yes.
I get that. But he gets angry if you tell him, can I open up this book so I can look through it?
Yeah.
Everything's an attitude.
No, I know.
You know.
He's an asshole. Fuck that guy.
Fuck him. The only thing that I'm going to say that I've gotten lucky with is I scored Marvel Fanfare number 8.
Okay, yeah.
For $2.50.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mind you, I think it's a $40 book right now. Because it's going to be it's the first appearance of Black Widow from that continuity.
Yeah.
For the Disney Plus show.
Nice. Movie.
And it's something that I actually got before he knew it was happening.
Nice.
Because the last couple times I went in there, he was like, you're not going to get this. You're not going to get that. Good luck. You understand? It's like he shitted on me before I even, like,
Before you even gave yourself a chance to even like give yourself the whole ray of hope.
Absolutely.
Okay, so look at this book.
And I tried to be nice to that man.
This is my local comic book shop. I asked for this book. He ordered this book for me. Okay.
This is nice. Where you bought this up?
When it first came out a couple years ago, maybe 5-6 years ago. That is Swamp Thing Convergence #1, but the special.
What comic shop?
Time Warp. That was when he was my local comic book shop. I asked for this cover specifically. He did not have it. He ordered it for me. But there's a story behind how and why he ordered me and how long it took to get to me. So, that is the, who's that guy?
The one who does all the weird covers. Not...
Jesus Christ, I can't remember his name for some reason. Chip Kid. You know what I'm talking about?
No
Okay.
clue. I'm gonna have to look him up.
Chip Kid is an artist that he does a lot of like variant comic covers. This is
Okay.
one of his covers.
All right.
It was
exclusive cover and stuff like that. He did not have this cover when it was there. He had the other cover, which is the Kelly Jones cover for this book.
Len Wein wrote this book, and it was his first return back to Swamp Thing after God knows how long. So I wanted that cover, that Chip Kid cover, and I wanted that one. I was like, do you have this? And he goes, no, but I can get it for you. I was like, okay, so what do I have to put down? He goes, just the cover price. He goes, why do you want the book, though? And I was like, because I really like the cover. He's like, but that's it? Well, yeah, it's the first, Len Wein's coming back.
You remember there was
I guess so. And he goes, it's going to take 6 weeks to get here.
Why 6 weeks?
I have no idea.
Guess what? It didn't take 6 weeks to get here.
It took 8 weeks. It took 8 weeks to get there.
Where'd it come from?
He said it came from Pennsylvania from Diamond. That's what he said.
But it took 8 weeks from Diamond?
8 weeks. Nothing comes that long from Diamond. I've ordered stuff from Grasshopper that's come quicker. I've ordered something from a Grasshopper that comes quicker. No, okay, so...
By the way, shout out to Grasshoppers.
I love Grasshopper.
Love
Grasshopper
Grasshopper.
has treated me very, very well back in the day.
And they've worked with me a bunch of times, especially when it came to, like, when I was deep into, like, the Batman run with Snyder. Like, if there was a book I was missing, and I was like, I bought this book, I bought a double by accident, I didn't know this was a variant cover. Come in, switch it out, I'll give you the other book. Don't worry about it. That's what he would tell me.
So this guy, and I know his name, I won't even dignify his name at Time Warp. This guy was my local comic book shop. And you're right, always gives you attitude. But as a shit kid, shit teenager, you're like, whatever. Buy my books, let me get out.
Yeah.
I was a regular, weekly regular. Come out of work, go straight there. Come out of work, straight there. Sundays when there's no one in that shop, straight there. Do you have this? Yeah, I guess so. Wait,
how much is this book?
whatever it says on the cover, I guess. I was like, okay, whatever.
That was bitter.
The guy is bitter to the teeth.
And it was funny, though, because there's other guys that go there that was from my high school that I met. And he was like, oh, yeah, I love that guy. That guy's great to me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, he's great to you.
Maybe he was racist. Maybe they just like Latinos.
He was a Latino, the other guy. That's the only time. But he could have been.
Yeah.
But the other guy was a Latino. So he was like, oh, yeah, I like that guy. He's great. I was like, yeah. There's two guys who work in that shop. There's the old man and there's the young kid. The young kid is worse.
Ooh.
How
can you get worse?
So remember I had that facsimile cover of the reprint of Action Comics #1. I had it CG Seed.
Yeah.
I had it. I bought it off a whim. I bought it for maybe $30. I bought it real cheap, and it was at 9.5. I realized I really didn't want it, and that maybe I should be investing my money in something else. At the time, I was looking to publish my first book, so I was like, I should sell it whatever. This guy had the audacity. Looked me dead in the eye. He goes, oh, yeah, it's like, question, do you know, I know what that book is. Must be his son or something. Same attitude. He goes, I'll give you $15 for it. I was like, well, on eBay, I only paid $30.
And he goes, how much your book saying? My book is saying $100.
So you're going to give me $15 for it? I sold it on eBay, quadrupled the price.
How much is it on eBay?
I bought it for $30. And when I sold it again back on eBay to invest in something, I got like $125. The guy had the audacity to lowball me and give me wanted to give me only $15.
$15.
Can you believe that?
For a book that's $125?
Yeah. Can you believe that?
Well, what did you want for the book?
I told him, can I get $60 for it? I said, can I get $60
$60. He's like, $60. That's the kind of comic book shop that they know the hype is coming for a book. They take the book off the shelf and they put it behind the counter with a new price on it. Because they did that to me more than once. You know.
Well, I'll give you an example. So, once again, Lenny says, Colonel, I need a favor. He's looking for a Powers of X issue 2.
Okay. Yeah. New book.
So I call around and I'm like, yeah, I can get you a book, Powers of X 2. I call up Time Warp. Time Warp says, we're all out of the regulars. Well, we have the variants. But I'm like, there's only one regular cover.
Yeah.
All the rest are variants.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do you want for these variants? He's like, oh, the lowest is 25. And then the other ones are like 50 and 60.
He does that to all the variant covers. I don't know if you know that. All the variant.
I know. I'd rather go to other comic book shops.
I'd rather go to New Bear and get a shitty book.
Yeah. Listen, you go to Midtown.
Yeah.
All their variants are cover price.
You know, and you know what's funny though? You want to hear like what blows my mind? So like I said, that was my local comic book shop. So from a guy who only knows that comic book shop and at one point didn't have a car, was like riding his bike, you think in your head, so all the variants are always expensive. So all the variants are always expensive.
Only there.
Yeah, but I only thought that. So like, we're talking about 2008. Like, internet's big, Midtown Comics is big. They have a Midtown Comics website and stuff like that, but it's not like what it is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell what's going on, especially with like earlier websites.
Yeah.
So like, it's not like they were cavemen, but they were close to it. So you're thinking in your head, especially at that age, all these comics or whatever. When I took my first trip to Midtown Comics by myself, when I went there, and I saw that all the variants were cover price, I was like, I hit a fucking gold mine. Because I was conditioned to think, variants means expensive book.
Not necessarily.
Exactly.
You can go over to Chuck's, and the variants are cover price.
Exactly. Or you can go to Grasshopper. When I started driving, and I was like, oh, there's another comic book shop here? Oh, Best Comics in New Hyde Park does cover price too? I was like, it's not that this variants are expensive, it's that this guy's a fucking asshole. That's what it means.
Yeah, he is. Well, let me tell you something. I want to shout out Best Comics.
Yes.
Because they're the ones.
That guy's great. I love talking to him.
The guy's great. So listen.
I can't remember his name, but yeah.
So after I'm done talking to Time Warp,
Yeah.
I'm like, man, $25, $30? I said, I know this guy's a crook.
Yeah.
So I called around, and Chuck had already told me he was sold out and he couldn't get them. I called up a couple other shops local in the area that were sold out. I magically remembered Best Comics is like 20-minute ride from here.
Yeah.
So I called the guy up and I'm like, listen, I said I missed out on issue 2. I have 3 and I have 1.
Yeah.
I don't know how I don't know how I missed on issue 2,
Yeah.
but I need one. Do you have one?
Yeah.
He's like, the cheapest copy I have is $15.
Fuck.
And the next one is like $20 and then $25. But then you also gotta remember, there's variants that are ratio 1 in 25, 1 in 50, 1 in 100.
Of course, yeah.
So I told the guy, I said, listen, I missed out on it. All I'm looking is for a reader copy. Do you have a reader copy? I said, I'll take anything you have.
Yeah.
The guy's like, and I was like, all right, so thanks for your help. Right before I hung up, the guy's like, wait. So you're really looking for a reader copy? I was like, yeah, I just want to read the book because I got issue 3. Long and behold, I did not realize that issue 2 was hot because there's a key incident happening in that book.
Okay.
And I'm not going to reveal the spoilers because people should be reading this.
House of
X and Power of X.
And Powers of X. Which one is more to read? Powers or House?
Well,
if you're being honest.
Basically the way the series is done is it's 6 issues, House of X 1 through 6,
Yeah.
Powers of X 1 through 6. It's actually in reality, and I don't know why they didn't do it that way, but it's really
12 issues?
12 books. So you read House of X 1, then Power of X 1. House of X 2, then Power of X 2.
That's how the button goes. Same thing. 21,
So-
21, 22, 22.
So the guy finally tells me, listen, this book is hot right now. I don't know if you know. He goes on and he explains to me what's going on with issue 2.
Yeah.
He says, if you pick it up today, I give it to you for $8.
Wow.
So I was like, well, you know what? The book is already $4. I said, $4? Well, how much am I going to spend on gas? And if I buy it through eBay, they're going to charge me shipping.
Yeah.
So basically, it was like a win-win.
Yeah.
So I told the guy, listen, I'll be there within an hour to pick it up. and he gave me a nice, beautiful Havoc variant.
Wow.
It was gorgeous. I was like, wow, he gave me this for $8. And not for nothing, but the man was right. The book is actually pretty hot. But don't get me wrong. Don't try to bang a guy 2 weeks later for $25.
Yeah.
You know, you want to make some money? $10, $12. Let's be reasonable. It's still a fucking comic book.
Yeah.
Hasn't even passed a month yet.
Exactly.
Why are you trying to rape her? You know, I consider it, highway robbery sometimes.
They are highway robbery, and this is
Like I said, I have a very deep history when it comes to the shop that we were talking about before, where it was my local comic book shop. I'll tell you how much of a local comic book shop that was to me. That was like my only shop, because when Christmas came around one year, and like this is what hurts me a little bit, because I know like this is how much everyone knew that was my comic book shop. My mom for Christmas went into there, spoke to the guy, and got a gift certificate from him for Christmas for like I think my mom put like $30 on it.
What shop? Best Comics?
No, at Time Warp.
Oh, Time Warp. Oh,
Yeah.
We're still talking about this trashy place?
Yeah, we're still talking about the traffic place, because that's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you how deep I actually go with this place. Like with like the relationship that you have with Chuck, and like that's your local. That place was unfortunately local, and that's why I told you why I started reading like digital, and why I started like not collecting as much and things like that.
People like him. I mean,
Because
don't get me
people like
wrong,
that.
Listen,
But can you believe that? That's how much even my mom knew that was my comic book shop. That she came in for Christmas, she was like, I was like, where'd you get this? And by that time, I stopped going there. So when she gave me that gift certificate, I was like, fuck, now I got to go in there
listen,
and buy
don't get
some
me
books.
wrong. I mean, the shop's been there a long time. I mean, he's got to be doing something
He
right.
moved twice.
Oh, yeah, he moved twice, but I think it's because of rent and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. The guy's been around a long time.
Him and the other kid.
So maybe he's doing something right. Maybe we feel we're being treated wrong, which on behalf is, let's put it like this, most of these shops want you to do a pull list.
Yes.
If you got a pull list, then you wouldn't have a problem, or I wouldn't have a problem, or any of us would have a problem, but still, I mean, what if you want something hot, and all of a sudden,
You shouldn't be gouged up the ass for
yeah,
it,
you
though.
shouldn't be gouged up the ass, exactly.
For that.
Maybe if it's a back issue, like if I go in there for Secret Wars 8, and the guy tells me it's $80, I'm gonna understand why it's $80. But don't tell me Power of X2 that just came out 2 weeks ago, it's $25.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's insane. Man.
And I'll end that conversation on this note. And I've told you this story before, but for me, this is the reason why I never stopped going after that. So, as Frijoles knows, and as maybe some of you knows, I also write. And with my first book, I decided to self-publish it. I know self-publishing was expensive, so I figured I'll raise my money and step in kind of the shoes of some of the people that I like who have sold some of their comics for their art, They sell their art to get other art, and then I'll pick up the rest in the later. I took a bunch of books that I was like, I took about like 50, 60 books that I was like, they're not great, but maybe I can go over there. This guy knows I'm a regular. Maybe he could hook me up. Maybe I've heard certain places being like, leave your stack of books here. If they're in a sale, I'll put the money on the side for you, and I'll give you the money.
This sounds like the Time Warp scandal. Is this what it is?
This is the Time Warp scandal.
Oh, man.
So I go in there, and I explained to the guy. I basically put my heart out there, and I said, she's like, what do you want to do with... He comes in, obviously, attitude first. What are you doing with all these books here? Because I've sold books there before for my art to lead up to this. I had a stack of Sonic comics. I was reading a lot of Sonic at one point.
Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah. And I had a bunch of books from when I was a kid and stuff like that. They weren't worth much. I looked them up. And I gave him a stack of like 20, and he gave me $25 for them. Fine.
He gave you $25?
Yeah.
For 20 Sonic comics?
For 20 Sonic comics.
You know what? Doesn't sound like such a bad deal.
That's not bad.
Oh, almost like a buck a piece.
Bucket.
Almost.
They weren't worth much, so he gave me that.
When I came back and I was like, I have all these other books. Like this was like 3 months later, and I knew what I was gonna do with the first book I wrote. I was like, I'm gonna self-publish it. I gotta put money up front. I gotta do it myself. It's gonna cost me X amount of dollars to do it. So I might, I don't have this money, and at that time I wasn't working at my current job. So I was like, I'm gonna have to put it up, and I'm gonna just put my heart out there and see what happens. I go to this guy.
This guy doesn't give a fuck about your heart.
No, fuck no. He doesn't care that I was going there at that time since I was probably like,
Let me see. After my dad died, so that was like, since I was like 13.
He didn't care about your sperm, son.
nah, bro. Hurt me.
He hurt me good.
So I go there. I bring a short box of like 60 books, and I'm like,
Damn, son, 60 books.
I'm like-
you're getting rid of your collection.
part of my collection.
You know, you're already breaking my heart.
I know. Part of my collection that I'm like, I can't. The books I have that I can't part with, that I'm like, I've told my wife, because my wife is like, when she first met me, and she know that I like comics. She's like, what are you gonna do with all these books?
You had Hellboys in there?
No.
Okay.
Fuck no. Are you crazy?
All right. Just making sure what you
No.
think, what you
And this is
think.
what I was gonna say. I would never. This is what I said. My wife goes, what are you gonna do with all these books one day? I was like, honestly, these books are my inheritance to my kids. That's what I told her. My daughter, when she's ready to get married or she want to do, I'm gonna give her these books. Hopefully by the time the CG seed, and she could do with them. This is my gift to her. These books by that time are gonna be fucking old.
You gonna school her?
Huh?
You gonna school her?
Oh hell yeah! Didn't you see that picture I sent you of like her pointing at the preacher book? She knows.
You know, I try to school my kids on these things. They're like, Dad,
as like,
why you collect these things? I said, one day I'll pass them on to you.
well, you know, yeah, I think you could relate as a parent. You hope the interest that you have pass on to your kids. So
they don't care.
they don't. I know they don't care. But like I said,
The love is not there.
I don't know if she cares or not. My little girl. For the record, because
I've said this to my wife before we had kids. I said this before we got pregnant. These books are my inheritance to my kids.
this is my lifetime of collecting, from her great grandfather to her, from her father.
These are my inheritance. But I took 60 books that I was like, I could part with these. I thought that I had 60 books I didn't care about. I thought. I went into there and I was like, I got these books. They're not worth much. I'm looking to get, I don't know, give me $30 and I'll be happy.
$30 for 60 books.
Yeah. I'm not trying to like scam the guy. I told him, it's like, I'm trying to finance my first book. You know, I'm a regular here. And
But $30 for 60 books.
I was being modest.
But what did you have in there, man?
I had some old X-Men, some
Obscure shit. I had some, at one point, Dark Horse printed a Shrek comic. I had a Shrek comic in there.
Shrek.
Yeah, I had the rest of certain issues from that run of that
Deadpool book I showed you.
because at that time I was collecting issue by issue.
Okay.
So I had some of the old run that I knew, like, this ain't worth nothing. This ain't worth nothing. This is a great story.
But let's go back to the X-Men. What X-Men books were you getting rid of?
I can't remember. It could be Dan Slott, could be Brian Michael Bendis, could be older ones. But I knew
We're talking 80s, 90s. What are we talking about here?
we're talking about early 2000s, late 90s.
Ah, that's junk. All right.
Exactly.
All right,
But they were
all
like,
right.
but some of these books I knew had value to them. I knew some of these books had value to them.
and I was like,
Any first appearances? Any cameos?
But this is where it comes. Cameos, yes. Especially with the Deadpool books. Deadpool books were hot.
Now we're getting serious. You see, this is why I asked the important questions,
Yes.
the big questions.
Yes.
I want to find out what was in that box.
So this was in the box that hurt me the most. So
Wait. Before we go further.
Okay.
How much did it hurt you?
it hurt. Like I told you, I haven't stepped in that shot since. I avoid that street,
Okay.
and I have one of my best friends works on that street. When I go visit him once in a while, one of my best friends, I literally look the other way.
Ladies and gentlemen, this shit is intense.
It is super intense. I'm about to break hearts here.
so I walk in with the books. And I'm like, hey, I'm here to finance. I want to finance
My books. I'm trying to self-publish it.
You know, I'm new to this. It costs a lot, and I'm just trying to see
What I can get, and I've sold some books already, but not a lot. Grasshopper looked at my books and he was like, I couldn't rightfully take these books if you were going to give them to me. Some of them. That's what Grasshopper told me. So I was like, fine, I appreciate that. I go to him and I said, here are these books, and I was like, is there anything I do? He goes,
Yeah, this ain't.
he literally looks through the books. And he goes, yeah, these books ain't worth much. I was like, I'm not looking for much. I'm looking for $30. He's like, we probably won't even get $10 for it.
Wow, lowballed you from the start.
And I was like, are these books that bad? I told him, because at this point I'm like, I'm giving up. I'm beaten. So he was like, yeah, they're that bad. I was like, is it possible I could just donate and you could give them away to somebody?
In this case,
If someone walks into the shop, give another kid on the way out, because I know you've done that before.
Wait. But you wanted to get $30.
Yeah.
But you were just going to hand them those books?
At the end of it, I was ready to like, just take this out of my hand, bro.
Wait. But you're heartbroken. You're giving away your heart here.
Yes.
And this man wants to give you $10
Not even.
for 60 books.
He didn't want to even give me the $60. He's like, I don't even think I'm going to give you $60 for these books. So I was like, fine. Can I donate these books then, in this case, so that someone can enjoy them, because I got other books to sell, and these books ain't worth much. I don't know what's in them. You can have them. I leave the books. I walk out the shop, because I'm like, Now I'm taking up space at this point.
This man saw you turn around, leave the box there.
Yep.
He probably laughed at you.
No joke. Probably did.
What's up, man?
I left the book.
Up.
The next day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next day
On Instagram,
I
see one of the books that I did not want to sell at all.
What?
One from my collection.
No way.
One from my collection that I forgot was in there. He knows I'm a regular customer, and I emailed him. I go, holy shit, I did not want to sell this book. This book means more to me than what the cover price. He was selling it for $50.
This is a box you donated to this old man.
Yeah.
This is where again? Time Warp?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Time Warp, Hewlett, Long Island, NAFA.
I donated it because I was like, give it to the kids coming into the shop, give them one book apiece, and let them enjoy these books the way I enjoy the book. That's what I said. Just let them enjoy it because I have no more room for them, and I can't sell them clearly, so enjoy the books.
This is the man that wanted to give you $10 for 60 books.
Yep.
And said you had junk in there.
Yep. I see 2 books up there. One book, I didn't know that was worth whatever. He priced it. I looked it up myself. It wasn't. It was issue 2 of that Deadpool book. He put it for $10. The book was worth $3. He was highly watering that book. So whatever. I had, for those who follow comics now, the Hulk, there's 2 different Hulks. There's Amadeus Cho, who's the talking Hulk, the Asian guy with the flip hair. You know what I'm talking about? And there's Bruce Banner. I had the first appearance of Amadeus Cho, the first time he's ever seen ever, was in an Amazing Fantasy reboot called Amazing Fantasy 15. Again.
And that was in the box?
That was in the box. A $60 book.
That's the book that you didn't want to get rid of.
No.
You didn't realize it was in there.
I realized it for 2 reasons that I want to get rid of.
But this man knew it was in there because he saw it in there.
He saw it. He definitely saw it.
And told you had junk in that box.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Time Warp told this man he had junk in his box.
I didn't realize because at that time, like I said, I'm trying to self-publish a book and I'm a little beaten by this point. I can't. I know I'm not getting this money for it.
I'm highly upset.
Yeah.
I've been upset before. I don't even go in there. I send my wife in there now.
That book, he had it online for $50.
That's bullshit.
And I emailed him immediately as soon. The post was up for 3 minutes. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. That is not a book I want. And I told him why. And I go, I got that book from Christmas from my mom, from Borders when they were closing. That was 1. 2.
You know what? I would have done. Wait, you said your mom gave you that book?
My mom bought me that book because I told you I was that religious of a book that my mom knew that if she bought me a comic, I would keep it.
I would have went straight into that store with my mom and would have had my mom speak up for me and be like, mira, ese libro de mi hijo, dáselo para atrás.
I should have. Honestly, I should have. And he was like, dude, you left your books here. That's what he told me. I was like, dude, I'm a regular. I come here all the time. I give you guys my cat, and I come here every week to buy books.
He treated you dirty.
Fuck yeah, he did.
Sucio.
No, and when he told me that, I emailed, like literally, I had an argument over Instagram in direct message, because that was the new thing at that time. Hours passing by.
You and him?
Yeah, arguing with him. Can you give me that? He's like, dude, you left the books. I was like, he's like, I'm not gonna have this conversation with you, he basically told me. I was like, dude, I did not mean to left this book. I told him, do you think I would have left that book if I knew that book was in there? Do you think he's like, I don't know. You left the books. You donated them. You said that these are it. To give them away.
You know?
And that was it. I unfollowed them. I never stepped foot. So
blasphemous.
A couple months later, I get married. And I'm sitting in where I live now on the couch, and I look on eBay, and I rebuy the books as a series, and I buy the entire run. And I bought them for pretty cheap. I bought them for $10.
The whole run.
The whole run. So I got blessed in another way. But in reality, in my heart of hearts, nothing replaces that book that I knew that my mom gave to me. I have that book again, but nothing replaces that book.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Did you ever spend that gift card?
Oh, yeah. I did spend the gift card because I felt bad that my mom spent all that money, you know. I went in and I went there once, spent the entire thing in one shot and never came back. And I bought it on like trades.
Brother, I feel for you.
I know. That is the true reason. I told you, I said I had a story about this place.
The fact that man looked in that box and said you got junk in there.
Yeah, he did. He straight up looked. Because if he said,
I don't want all the rest of the books, but I'll give you $50 for that book, I probably wouldn't have considered it. I probably would have said, no, that's not whatever, and I would have walked out with all the books at one shot.
I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I've been present over at Chuck's when people come to sell him books, and the man's very honest. The man will tell you whether you have junk or not.
Yeah.
Because if it's junk, he's like, I don't want it. Because what am I gonna do with this stuff here?
Yeah.
He will tell you if you do have something of value, he will offer you a price. And it's a take it or leave it price.
Yeah.
Because he'll tell you, listen, I need to make money on this. So if I buy something for this price,
At least he's being honest.
he's the man. I believe the man's very honest.
Yeah, at least he's being honest. That's the way I feel. At least he's telling you, I need to make money on this, and this is how I gotta say. Not once there was like, he was like, oh, you know, none of these books are worth. You should just take these home. Don't even donate them. Or you have this book in here. Do you know that?
I mean, listen, I'm gonna be honest. I bought a collection from him, the Alias, Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Bendis first appearance in issue #1.
Yeah. How many books is that in that run?
Man, I'm thinking something like 28 books, maybe. The Purple Man storyline alone is pretty epic.
Yeah, it is.
I gotta be honest. I'm not sure if it's 28 or 29. I could be wrong about the count.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen, issue #1's worth $60 alone.
Yeah.
I bought a whole run from him. Issue 24, I believe, is the Purple Man, the first appearance of Purple Man.
Really? Wow,
That's
it's late in the run. Wow.
I mean, let's keep it real. The man charged me $99 for the set.
That's actually very good. That's excellent.
I looked at him and I was like, you know what? Jessica Jones, Alias #1. Why not? It's still a Bendis created character.
You're right. You're right.
You know, just like Naomi.
Yeah.
Just like Miles Morales. Why not own a piece of history?
You're also a Bendis completionist, so why not have it, right?
Oh man, the man sold me the Bendis Moon Knight run.
He has the one with he has the Captain America shield on the first cover and the Wolverine.
I think it was like a 10 issue run. I think.
I remember that.
I bought that whole set. No, matter of fact, I think it was 12 issues.
Okay. I remember. I know what you're talking about.
He didn't charge me much for that set either. Like $9, $10, I think, for that set.
That's not bad. That's excellent.
I took the whole run off his hands.
But that is completely the opposite reaction to what happened to me. What happened to me of a loyal customer to a store like that.
It's tragic. Listen, I don't just throw the word blasphemous around.
Yeah.
But Time Warp is blasphemous.
Yeah. That's why, and when you ask me, when you first went there, you go, why don't you shop there? I go, man, I got a history there that I never wanted to deal with again. And you got to taste a little bit of that, and so did, unfortunately, your wife. God damn, man. It still hurts me even thinking about it.
Listen, the whole story, though, it's like a saga, like a Secret Wars or something.
Secret Wars,
I mean,
man.
it's like, it's crazy.
I'll never, I know for a fact, I'll never step into that shop again.
I mean, I go there for obscure shit.
Yeah.
Like that Daredevil 2 that I mentioned earlier about. Like, I know he had it.
But be such an asshole to your wife who she clearly is not into comic books or knows that much about comics. So why treat them like they're some kind of like asshole, right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
My wife hates to go in there. I mean, listen.
I hope you don't make her go in there, man.
And I schooled her. I went in there and I told her, I said, listen, you pick up that Daredevil 2, you look for spine ticks, and if he wants more than $5, don't give it to him. Because that book is cover price, $3.99. If anything, 5 cents for the plastic, so okay, like $4 and whatever. Because sometimes they charge you tax on back issues.
Yeah.
But it was nice enough to charge a cover.
That time. Like I said, there's been times that I've seen that, you know, I've literally like seen all the variants be charged triple the cover price. For a variant that, like, if I knew that there were other places around me after I drove, I would have just went there. But unfortunately, the only comic book shop in my area is that comic book shop.
You know who I feel for? I feel for the regular clientele that walks in there and doesn't know any better.
That hurts me personally too, because like I said, there's guys from high school I went with that I know were regular clientele over there, or if they moved, maybe they're wising up and like, fuck this guy.
Like, I get around, so I know what the books are going for.
Yeah.
When I go in there and I ask for something, and I see that he wants like Here's an example of what went down. He must have been having a slow day.
Yeah.
I went in there, and I'm looking for like a. Trying to think of the book that I was looking for. It was like a Spider-Man or something, and it had like, it was Symbiote, Spider-Man Symbiote.
Oh, okay.
It's like a new series.
Yeah. I know what
It's
you're
a really
talking
cool series to read. If anybody's not reading it, it's really cool.
about. Okay. I'm definitely gonna look.
It's
into
like a filler story.
Yeah, that's the
like-
one that Jeremy was talking about, right?
Yeah, it's like a filler story of like Web of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like incidents that happened during that storyline that just never panned out, and I guess now they're rehashing old storylines.
Yeah.
So, they threw out something that had like these little Carnage. It was like red spider web or something on the letters.
Yes.
The guy wanted like $8 for the comic. I was like, but the book just came out. It's a regular variant, like 1-for-1.
Yeah.
Why you want $8 for this? The guy's like, oh, it's hot. You're gonna flip it, aren't you? I said, listen, thank you, but no thank you. The guy's like, wait. You only want one copy, right? Like, yeah, because I'm trying to complete my set. I mean, the book just came out, like, this weekend. The guy's like, all right, I'll give it to you for cover.
What the hell, man?
I didn't want to make the trip anywhere else because he's literally 10 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
From the job,
Yeah. It's not worth it, man.
But it's kind of like, you know what?
Chuck is what? 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
You might as well go over there, dude.
You know what it was? I forgot to put it on my pull list.
Okay.
And I think he had sold out or something.
That sucks.
But
Yeah. Anyways, I think with this, we could wrap it up. We didn't get to talk about any of the Star Wars stuff, but I guess we can save that when Lobo comes back. Anyways.
yeah, Mandalorian,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Yeah, we could talk. I'll send you the trailer for Jeff Goldblum.
All
Something
right.
of the world. I forget where it goes.
All right.
But we could talk about that next time. But this was an excellent conversation.
Oh, I had a great time.
Oh, same.
I hope the listeners are having a great time.
I hope that witch hunt. The witch hunt we put them on. Anyways, any closing thoughts? Anything to recommend before we close up?
I'm gonna recommend Black Hammer versus Justice League
Okay, I
by
haven't read
Jeff
that yet.
Lemire.
Yeah.
When I tell you that when I read the first book, I was like, who the fuck is Jeff Lemire? This shit is good.
He's also a great artist too.
I don't know if you've seen his art.
The art's fantastic.
Yeah.
So after I read that, I couldn't wait for issue 2. Issue 2 came out, I ran straight to the comic shop. It's the first book I read. It's such a great read that now I feel like I need the whole Black Hammer run. But
It might be hard to find.
It might be hard to find,
Yeah.
but with that being said, that's my closer.
I heard that Black Hammer might be a Netflix show.
What?
Yeah.
When it comes, I have usually on my ear when it comes to these movies and stuff like that and shows. I heard that Jeff might be talking to people.
Okay.
And I have that issue 1 that I bought for cover price. You can't even buy that now for cover price. You might be getting it for $10 though, so that's not so bad.
All right.
Read Grant Morrison's Justice League, but start at issue 3.
Issue 1 and 2 look pretty rough.
If you're like me and you love Morrison and you like his psychedelic style and you want to get high reading it, go right ahead. But in reality, start with issue 3. Issue 3 is really, really good. Ends with a cliffhanger that doesn't get explained in issue 4, but issue 4 is pretty badass too. I'm looking forward to it. I know he's gonna change the run and make. There's a whole new squadron within the Green Lantern called the Black Star. And they wear these black armored suits, and I know that it's gonna be called Green Lantern Black Star in October.
Just the name sounds dope.
Black Star, man.
Black Star.
Dude, you have to read this. I told you, I got these books digitally today because there was a sale, and I was like, I'm gonna snatch these up. Why not? I haven't read them. I don't know, but it's funny because lately, me and my wife were watching TV, and I'm on eBay going I wonder if I could buy the full run of this. So I was already playing with the idea of buying
But your wife is looking at you like, why?
and she's like, why?
Do you need this?
And I was like, but babe, it's Grant Morrison. He got me back into comics. You know that Batman? She knows that Batman image. The image of Batman, of Damian and Dick Grayson as Batman and Robin.
Yeah, you gotta tell her, but babe, you don't understand.
Dude, I had that image at one time as my wallpaper for a year and a half.
Has your wife ever told you, please make me understand?
One time, no, and you know what? And I think she's kind of like your wife. I've given my wife comics. I've given her trade paperbacks. She's read them and she's like,
Yeah, something about wives and comic books. There's very few out there that understand the comic
you know,
book.
it's funny when you find a girl who's into comics. You kind of like, where have you been?
Where have you been? I mean,
Have they cloned you? and can you help our culture get a little bit, more? So
I mean, listen, my wife's a
could you
gamer.
marry my son that will become
Eventually, one day, I don't like. Honestly, like at least when you grew up and when I grew up, I don't remember any girls reading comics.
Nah, not really. I tried to get my sister into reading, like, it's funny because I collected the Electro Run by Bill Sienkiewicz.
Yeah.
That Electro Run that looked very weird artwork back then.
Yeah.
My sister I gave her the whole run, issues 1 through 8.
Yeah.
She didn't know what she was looking at.
Yeah.
I mean, she gave that set back to me years ago, but she still didn't know what she was looking at.
Yeah, I'm sure. Me and my wife read religiously Spider-Man, the first run of Spider-Man Renew Your Vows. We read it together. I read it and I was like, Dan Slott is awesome. He figured it out for me. He figured out this Spider-Man after so many years. My wife is like, it's good, but who's the guy I don't understand. What's the grudge with the guy in the black suit with all the teeth? Now she knows who Venom is, but like back then she was like, yeah, it's not a big deal. They're kind of powerful, I guess. And all right. So he has a kid? She's like, so Spider-Man and Mary Jane have a kid? I go, yeah. She's like, why? And I was like, because it's story. I was like, whatever. And I gave her another book. I literally did research. I was like,
Well, let me tell you something.
what books can you give a girlfriend who doesn't read comics? They said, Saga? You should know Saga by now. You know what Saga is?
I've heard it.
Okay, I haven't read it yet. I heard it's good. I read a little bit of it.
You gotta give her Barbie, man. Start her slow.
And I gave her Sex Criminals, was supposed to be really good by Image.
Sex Criminals?
Yeah. It's a good read.
If
Really
you go that far, you should have just given her the whole Watchmen series.
at this point, right? But they said that that's a good series to get, like a girlfriend that doesn't read books at the time, to give her. So I gave her Sex Criminals. She read the entire first trade paperback. She's like, "Wow, that was really good." I was like, "Wow, you're gonna read the next? Trade paperback? Comes out tomorrow. I'm gonna get it for you." It's like, "Nah, you don't have to. It's good. It was fine. It's good for one shot." I was like, "Oh, okay." No one's gonna get it like the way me and you do, Colonel. I'm sorry.
I hear you, man.
Unfortunately.
Just one of these days.
Yeah.
One of these days.
One of these days. Anyways, thank you for all for listening. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter at _Thr3. That's the thread. I know it's kind of wordy to kind of say, but it's at THE_THR3. Anyways,
And always keep the eye in the sky.
where can we follow you, Frijoles?
At _Colonel.
Is it really 2 underscores?
No, actually, there's 3 underscores.
Okay, Eye in the Sky, I believe it's.
Yeah. No, the Eye of Frijoles.
Yeah, Frijoles. There's underscores in there. Just look up Colonel Frijoles, you'll find it.
Yeah,
Colonel with
yeah.
a K, not with a C. Colonel with a K. He ain't the chicken guy. And you can follow me at, the Disney Film Nerd. And if you're listening to this, then subscribe to the YouTube channel that we're using at the moment, which is my YouTube channel, at the Disney Film Nerd. So, you watch my videos, watch this. Hopefully I'll be going to Florida real soon. We'll see what happens. Might have to go through the eye of the sky to help me get to Florida somehow, because I don't know what this hurricane. Anyways, this is signing out from Ben.
The Colonel.
And see you later, everybody.
All right.